Thank you so much for being here. I certainly appreciate the opportunity to have all these wonderful people, sponsors, individuals, Rotarians, everybody here doing the same thing, working to honor veterans, working to honor first responders. It's been the privilege of the Rotary Club of Georgetown to put on this Field of Honor. This is the third time we've had the opportunity to do this. Many people ask us why. The why to us is actually very obvious. It's because these people need to be honored. They give us the freedoms that we have. The military defending us, the first responders there every single day making sure our lives are safe. They make a real big difference to each one of us, and we really appreciate all of that. We thank you very much for doing that. We're going to go ahead and get started. This is actually a Rotary Club meeting, so if you're a Rotarian, you do count this as a meeting. So we're going to start off with what we always do with the invocation. Georgianne.
I invite you to pray with me. Lord God, creator of all, we gather on this beautiful day as people who seek to serve. We ask that you help us to be ever mindful that despite all that may tempt us, all that taunts us and elicits us to add to the brokenness of this world, you have called us to love. Simply love. We try to reflect your love for us by putting service above self, setting aside our own needs to attend the needs of others. We only ask that you strengthen us in these efforts. Here, today, on this field of honor, we lift up those whose lives are dedicated to service. Keep safe those who keep us safe. Guide those who stand between us and harm. Be a refuge to those who have seen too much and lost hope. Give comfort to those who wait for a safe return. We also lift those who have given their lives in service. We pause and remember their names. And we offer thanks. Strengthen those whose losses weigh heavy in their hearts. And finally, our Almighty Maker, make us instruments of your peace. Make us reflections of your love. Make us grateful for this moment. Make us grateful for these people who surround us at this hour and the friendships that are formed through fellowship. Make us grateful for the servicemen and women, first responders, and Rotarians all around the world. Make us grateful for this meal, and most of all, remind us to give thanks each and every day for your holy presence in our lives. For these things we humbly pray. Amen.
Thank you very much. Jared McKill. Jared is going to lead us in the pledge.
Here, join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Derek. You may be seated. Now, those of you who know me know I haven't always worn a hat. This hat actually has sentimental value to me. It was given to me by a dear friend of mine who passed away about a month ago, also a veteran, and so I've been started wearing it with this week in this ceremony. I'll probably continue to do so. Let me take a few minutes to recognize some of our elected officials and special guests that we have here. August Alvarado with Congressman Carter's office. Thank you very much for being here. Lee Nero, Chief of Police. I got him with his mouth full. Shirley Wren. Here we are, Shirley. Oh, she's over there working away. Assistant City Manager, Tad Phillips. Tad didn't get to make it today. HR Director. Oh, there he is. I'm sorry. Didn't see him. Sorry, Tad. Sophia Nelson. There's Sophia, the Planning Director. And Nathan Wagner, Long Range Planning Director, there's Nathan. Fantastic. Also a captain of the United States Army. A few more VIP guests. Major General Halverson. Sorry, sir. Tongue isn't working this morning. Mr. and Mrs. Will Chapman. Thank you very much. Introduce our district governor here, Jim Henry, for just a moment. We have some past district governors. Go ahead and stand up, past district governors. We got Bruce. We got a whole bunch of them. John, Jerry. In case you're wondering what a past district governor relates to, that has to do with Rotary, okay? Stand to recognize that. Also, club presidents. Any club presidents in attendance? And then I want to thank all Rotarians, because this is a multi-club luncheon. I'm not going to get everyone to stand because we'll end up with chaos all over the place. But thank you very much for all the Rotarians coming here. Jim, our past district governor, or excuse me, our current district governor, I'd like you to share a few words just for a moment. Now, he said some rumor about district governors talking a lot, so I have to stay up here and keep him in line.
Thank you, George. It is such an honor to be here with all of y'all today for this wonderful week-long Field of Honor event, and it's such a privilege for me to have a small part in this. You know, Rotarians have a motto that we try to live up to: service above self, meaning that we try to help those that are much less fortunate in our local communities and around the world than we are, and we try to serve above our own self-interest. And I can think of no other group of men and women than our veterans and our first responders that exemplify that motto to the nth degree. We can never express our gratitude in enough words to thank you for the commitments that you make to serve, protect, and to defend our nation, our local communities, and all of us. And this is going to sound cliche, but on behalf of all Rotarians present and all Rotarians in our Rotary District, from the very bottom of our hearts, we truly, truly thank you for your service, and we salute you.
Thank you, Jim. August Alvarado, come on up, please, sir. You got a couple moments? Share some words of wisdom from Congressman Carter.
Thank you. On behalf of Congressman Carter, I'm really thrilled to be here. And just to echo a couple of his sentiments, when I first started with him, the biggest thing that we can do is give back to our military and our veterans and our first responders. They're the ones that keep our communities safe and keep our nation safe as well. So one thing that I'd like to let you all know, veterans, thank you again, and our office is always open. So please, if you have ever had any issues with whatever, any questions, don't hesitate. Call, come by. If you see myself or one of my field agents, stop us and we'll help you. That's what we're here for. We can never thank you enough for what you've done for our country. And I don't want to say that, we can never, ever do anything, but we'll never stop thanking you and praying for all our military to be safe. So thank you on his behalf. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Now I'd like to acknowledge our major sponsors, our presenting sponsors first. Don Hillett Chevrolet and Sports Clip. Don Hillett Chevrolet is here. And Sports Clip. They're our presenting sponsors for this Field of Honor, and we truly appreciate everything they've done in that area. It makes a significant difference in all the opportunity, all the ability of our club to put on something like this, and also to make a difference in this community. In addition to that, we have some other very significant major sponsors. HEB, over here. much, Michelle, and Justin, Jacob, and I don't remember Danny, I can't remember everyone's name, sorry. City of Georgetown. California Schools. Thank you very, very much. RDC Day. Thank you so much. There we are. Thank you, sir. Mike, would you or Don like to say a few words?
So, number one, it's our pleasure to once again sponsor the Field of Honor, sponsored by the Georgetown Rotary Clubs. You know, you didn't come here to hear me speak, but on behalf of my father, who is a lifetime Rotarian, my mother, our family, the 300 families that we represent in our dealership groups, it is our privilege and honor to sponsor this type of event because, as I've learned, this whole life is a relay race, and each of us in turn has to carry that baton to the best of our degree. And you know, there's a lot of people these days that want to talk about against something. You know, I'm on this side, if you don't agree with me, I'm against you. I think we all need to focus on the positive and be for something. And so groups like the Rotary Club help promote the positive of that. You know, we apply the four-way test to our business ventures and when we're helping our customers and our employees. So thank you for allowing us to be part of this, and we also want to extend our thanks and respect to all veterans and law enforcement. So thank you very much.
You did mention something to me. Should I call you out in front of everyone about joining?
It's on the horizon.
It's on the horizon. Very good. Very good. Who would like to speak first? Sports class.
Sorry, Mike, I couldn't do this.
So I was hoping I could throw on a cowboy hat and a suede jacket and maybe confuse you guys into thinking I was Gordon, but I'm not. He was unable to make it today, but I am Amanda Palm, and I'm our communications manager here at the Support Center in Georgetown. And on behalf of Gordon and Edward and everyone at Sport Clips, we are really grateful and honored to be a part of this event every year. It's super important to us, both, you know, coming from Gordon as an Air Force veteran and a lifetime member of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, veterans causes, and supporting our first responders. It's very important to him, and therefore it's very important to us as a brand and everyone at our support center. And it's easy because he leads by example. So thank you to everyone for being here. Thank you to all of our veterans. Thank you to all of our first responders, and we look forward to being back again next year.
Thank you very, very much for your support and for being here with us. So as of today, we have approximately 1,300 flags that have been dedicated. That leaves just a couple hundred more. They're still for sale. You can grab one on the way out. Remember, we also have Adopt a Hero flags. You can also select if you want to, dedicate flags to, for Hood, Camp Mabry, police, fire, sheriff, K-9 units, whatever you're really interested in doing. Now, without further ado, the whole purpose of this is really to recognize veterans and first responders, and Danny's going to run my program for me for that purpose. So, Danny Swafford.
Good afternoon. I've been asked to give you a little background on why we are actually here today. Obviously to honor our veterans and our active military and our first responders. But the Field of Honor originated as the Colonial Flag Foundation, started as a healing field after 9/11. It later became known as the Field of Honor to include all the veterans and first responders. It is now a licensed event with over 70 Field of Honors across the country. 3 years ago, the Rotary Club of Georgetown obtained the exclusive licensing for the Field of Honor in the Central Texas area. And its signature event was to honor and benefit our heroes, to inspire patriotism, and to educate children about our country, our flag, and most of all, our veterans and first responders, and to engage and unite our entire communities in Central Texas. This week, we will have had over 4,000 people visit the field. Over 1,000 of them are 8th graders. Yes, we have endured junior high. The junior high students come here, and after visiting different stations around, we actually take them out onto the field of honor and escort them around. And it's amazing to see the respect that is immediately engulfing them. You wouldn't expect that of 8th graders, but it's amazing. We have 2 presentations by the Williamson County Museum. The Williamson Museum have what's known as traveling trunks. So we have some historical reference there. Those people are a hoot. If you've never had a chance to go to Williamson Museum and see their productions, you need to go see that. It's awesome. And then we also, probably the favorite, is a veterans panel. We have veterans from all branches come up every morning and every afternoon and share real life stories with these students. And you talk about jaws gaping, eyes getting wide, because our veterans, as you can imagine, some of them have some gray hair or no hair at all, and they tell it like it is. It's awesome to see these kids work through that. After this, each student receives a pocket constitution, courtesy of our state representative, Terry Wilson. Thank you, Representative Wilson. We are very proud to hopefully have a significant impact in the patriotic cry throughout Central Texas. And now this is our 3rd annual Field of Honor, a tradition we expect to continue for many, many years, growing the Field of Honor and its impact in Central Texas. Every year there is a special tribute given to a particular part of our military. In our very first year, we honored Vietnam veterans. Last year, we selected Purple Heart recipients. This year, we held a moving tribute to World War II and Korean War veterans. About 100 people actually attended the event on Monday in spite of the change of weather, bringing rain, wind, freezing temperatures. These were some tough people that came out to see that, and we loved having every one of them. At this point, I would like to recognize certain groups, so if I could please, from the Rotary and outside of Rotary with our affiliates, the Field of Honor committee members, if you could all stand and give a little wave, we'd like to recognize you. Yes, stand up. It's not your name. Thank you very much. Thank you for all the planning that goes into this. And then also we would like to acknowledge our affiliates. Our affiliates are organizations that partner with us to promote flag sales and just be a part of this awesome event. So if I could have our affiliates please stand to be recognized, please. Thank you very much. There are a couple of monuments, if you will, that were provided by the Heroes Night Out, and we'd like to thank them for providing these symbolic items. The first one is just to my back, and it's outside the tent. It is a fallen soldier battle cross. A battlefield cross or battle cross is symbolic representation of a cross to signify the death of a soldier in battle. The practice began during the American Civil War to identify fallen soldiers on the battlefield. At the back of the tent here, we have the missing man table, also known as the fallen comrade table. If you get a chance, if you've never seen one, go by and read the script of what each item represents on that table. But it is set up as a place of honor in military dining facilities of the U.S. Armed Forces and during occasions such as service branch, birthday balls in memory of fallen, missing, or imprisoned military service members. At this time, George, are you the one's going to wander with the mic? Is that what's going on here? Yeah. Okay. At this time, President George is going to go table by table, and we would like to invite that each active or reserve duty military veterans, first responders, will be given just a brief amount of time. You understand in Rotary, brief is brief. You're not on the veterans panel. We love you dearly, but brief is brief. And we would like you to stand up and tell us your name, branch of service, and your highest rank and years served. That would be awesome if you could do that. Go ahead.
Now, August, can you join me also? He has a special gift for each veteran and first responder from Congressman Carter's office.
The gift that August is going to bring to the forefront are challenge coins that were given in honor of each of our service people.
My name is Rick Daniels. I served in the Army for 4 years active and 4 years reserve. My highest rank was Major. Thank you.
applause to the end of all the presentation. I know, you hear, I forgot. I'm sorry. Each table, Chairman Jeannie says each table, so see, you got a little flexibility. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, I'm Bob Halverson. I served in the United States Army 38 and a half years, retired as a Major General. John Dunn. I served in World War II for 3.5 years and in the Korean War for 3.4 months. Involuntarily, by the way, I'll be saying. And it was a pleasure working both of those.
I'm Ted Atchison. I served in Vietnam from 1967 to 1969, and my highest rank was E5.
Okay, now that was the table. Now you
Elizabeth McFarland, retired from the Army Reserves, deployed to Bosnia and Iraq.
Bill Wilson, I was in the U.S. Army, 65 to 67, discharged as an E5.
Mike Stankovich, 4 years in the United States Marine Corps, and I was a Thank you, sir.
Mike Douglas, I was in the Army, Vietnam, 69-70. I left the Army as an E5.
That is the table.
Rob Brumfield, I did a tour and a half in Vietnam, and like my brothers here, I ended up at E5.
Scott Hall, U.S. Air Force, finally an Air Force. 1977 to 1981, and ranked sergeant. My name is Bill Jones, and I served in the U.S. Army, Korea, and Vietnam. I enlisted in 1950, and I retired in 1971. 21 years, 8 months, and 7 days. I gotta add something about Bill as my guest. He's a recipient of the Purple Heart from Korea and Vietnam. Too modest to say it.
Ron Henley, Air Force, 20 years, 1970 and 1990, flying different kinds of jets. Don Murray, U.S. Army, 65 to 72, Vietnam, 68 to 69. Okay, I was a captain. Go 82nd Airborne Division.
I'm Phil Baker. I was 2 years active duty, 28 years in reserves, retired in 86, and very happy to be one of the main troops fighting the Russians. But I want to introduce Marcia McCleary.
My husband was Dennis McCleary. He served from 1963 to 1986. He retired as an ASC chief. He was aboard the USS Forrestal when it had its accident. He was a good man.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you for being with us and sharing.
Bill Kilraw, U.S. Navy captain, 4 years active, 20 active reserve, and it included Vietnam, Cambodia, Mayaguez, Falklands, Desert Storm, and Panama.
Now, I know we never were in Vietnam or Cambodia, right?
Not in country.
Hi, my name is Laura Bryant. I am third generation military. My grandfather was in the World War II. My father served 35 years in the Air Force. I was one of the very first women to be trained with males in basic training in the United States Army. I won't tell you how long ago that is, but you can figure it out. I served a tour in the Army, and I'm just proud to be a veteran of the United States military.
Thank you so much.
My name is Michael Estrada. I served from 88 to 92, 82nd Airborne. Got out E5, Desert Storm.
David Valdez, U.S. Air Force Sergeant, 67 to 71.
David, thank you very much.
Tom Howard, United States Marine Corps captain, from 70 to 75, and then 3 more years in the reserves. Also, CW3 in the Texas Army National Guard. And I'd also like to recognize my father, who is a 30-year officer in the U.S. Army, served in World War II, retired as a Lieutenant Colonel, Purple Heart, Bronze Star, and today is very special for me, and I'm honored to be here because this is the day that he passed away 29 years ago. Thank you.
Wilson Morris served in Korea in the United States Army 1972 through 1974, got out as a corporal.
Wilson, thank you very much.
Dan Faust served in the Army from 72 to 02 and retired as a colonel.
My name is Mike Bright. I was drafted into the U.S. Army in 68. I spent 68 through 70 in Vietnam, left as a Spec 4. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Ruben Garcia. I did 12 years in the Air Force and 12 years in the Army. I have a total of 24 years active service and retired as a major.
My name is Jerry McCulley, 26 years Air Force veteran, retired as a colonel in 91, and I've been a Rotarian for 25.
I'm Fred Sellers. I served 2 years in the Army Medical Corps, 1960 to 1962, most of it in the psychiatric section at Walter Reed Hospital. I got out as an E5.
Vicki Mooney, specialist in the Army Reserves from 91 to 99.
Thank you, Richard.
Derek McGill served on active duty from 1992 to 1998, leaving service as captain, and then 2005 to today, currently Chief Warrant Officer for aviation, flying helicopters and airplanes.
Bill Shawn, United States Air Force, Vietnam 62 through 66, and in SAC. Anybody else?
Strategic Air Command.
Thank you. I would like to give honor to the men in my family who served. My father-in-law served in World War I, 1916 to 1919. He returned to Europe with Hoover's Commission to feed the hungry in Europe. My husband was a lieutenant in the Air Force. He served in Korea 1950 to 1954. My grandson currently is at Fort Leonard Wood as just completed officer's training, whatever that is. Lieutenant? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much.
Nelson Barrett. I'm one of the youngest from World War II. Come December 9th, 75 years ago, I was 17 and a half and enlisted. I've got a lot less service than a great many people in this room. I took early retirement in 1946. I was an infantry squad leader in the summer of 45. A huge pipeline that was pointed toward Japan. And then they got a couple of big ones and it changed a lot of lives very radically. I ended up occupying Germany during the first war crimes trials. Thank you.
Thank you, Nelson.
Yeah, my name is Frederick Law, and I was born in '67, just to But my grandfather, he served in World War I, and as soon as he got to England, the war was over, so good for him. My father was in the Air Force, and he was a mechanic. My sister was in the 101st and went to the Gulf War, and I got in '85 and I retired in 2011. I had 2 all-expense paid trips to Iraq. So I had a good time, and I was the one that got the most attention from the enemy, from my family.
Shelby Little, 30 years in the U.S. Army and Texas National Guard. I retired out as a colonel.
I'm Jerry Parker, in the Air Force from 1958 to 63, and the reserves through 72. Highest rank.
Honor you.
very much. At this time, we would like to take a few minutes and offer a moment of silence for our military, law enforcement officers, our firefighters, our EMS, and all those who have paid the ultimate price in service. If you would bow with me at this time, note that there is a wreath placed at the flag in their honor. Thank you all for your attention. This time I will hand it back over to President George. We would like to thank you all for honoring our heroes and being here with us this afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Danny. Have y'all noticed something kind of odd sitting on your table? Anyone know what these are? They're poppy seed balls. Okay? So, who knows the significance of poppy seeds? How about poppies as a flower? Who knows the story about the poppy flower? Come on up here, Scott, and tell that story about the poppy flower and what it means to the military. Now, the reason we have these on there is for you to take home. You plant them in the container they're in right now in the cloth. Just dig a small hole in the ground in a sunny spot, and they will grow for you, and you will have poppies in your yard.
Okay, yeah. When my wife and I first moved to Georgetown 3 years ago, we were in one of the art facilities downtown, and they had all these paintings and stuff with the poppies. And we asked, and they said, the reason there are poppies in Georgetown is in World War I, either when he came home or he mailed them, I can't remember which, he brought home poppy seeds from Flanders Field in France. And they planted them. It's largely in the older section of town. I see Mike Hewis shaking his head, so I must have the story right so far. Yeah, I remember that. Can't remember other things, but I didn't remember that. So that's kind of the story, and then there's poems and songs about poppies in Flanders Field from World War I. But it's just interesting how they got here. I think he mailed them home, either that or it's when he got back. He survived and they started planting them. So, anyway, it's just an interesting story how the poppies ended up in Georgetown.
Thank you very much, Scott. So take one of these home. If there weren't enough on the table, please go and get one in the white bucket over there by Ray Barron. Ray, wave your hand for a moment. There you go. There's a few more over there. If you would like to have one, you're certainly welcome to them. As we conclude today, I invite you to wander through the flags out there, go up in the viewing stand. We also have a few more coins for sale. Anyone interested in one of the coins? These are fantastic commemorative coins we have for this event. They're just about, hats. We have hats also. Okay, we have coins. We got hats. We're completely out of pins, but
we have last year's pins, George.
we do have some of them actually from last year. Fantastic. Also, we mentioned at the very beginning, there are still a few flags available. That you want to commemorate someone, we'd be happy to have you do that. And also there are tomorrow. What is the concluding ceremony of this entire week? It is tomorrow evening at the Sheraton. Who knows what's going to happen there? Something called the Patriot Ball. Rhonda's in charge of the Patriot Ball. She remembers what it is. She's totally worn out. All right, fantastic. So you're invited to come there if you'd like. Go online and sign up. Go to georgetownrotary.org and sign up there for that. David, I think you have something special for us here. The last song. Anything else? Oh, join in the song. Please stand.
children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. But I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'm glad we stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA. There's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'm glad we stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'm glad we stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the
So we're going to conclude our meeting. There's two things I want to do. One will end in a four-way test. I'll do that in just a moment. But before we do, you probably noticed that there's been someone who's coaching me along in this process here. Her name is Jean. Jean, come on up here, please. When I say I get along with a lot of help from my friends, that is an absolute fact. Okay, and this is one of my friends who's helped keep me in line with this program here. She brought this idea to us. It wasn't her idea. She actually borrowed it from another Rotary Club in California and brought it to us about 4.5 years ago, and we began the planning of it. And this is the third one that we put on under her leadership and the leadership of a vast number of people here, and I'm not going to try and name every one of them. She had the committee stand up, or Nanny had the committee stand up earlier. But I want to thank you very, very much for bringing this to our club, for allowing it to be a part of what we do, also being a signature event for the city of Georgetown, and we are just proud to be a part of it. Thank you so much, Jean. And now as we end all Rotary meetings, Rotary Club meetings, you'll see over here what's called a four-way test. You saw some Mike Hewlett reference that as he was talking about Don Hewlett Chevrolet and how they run their company. And the reason that is because that's his dad started that company and he had been running his life entirely that way. Dennis, can you make that taller? Dennis is an amazing sergeant at arms. I just want everyone to be able to actually see it. Okay, so the four-way test are the things we think, say, or do. First, is it true? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it benefit all concerned? We are adjourned.